There I am. Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Hello, and welcome to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. Yes, I am on tonight. Yes, I am. How is everyone doing? I am super excited to be back behind this camera, to be behind the camera, to see your amazing faces, your chats, your comments. I am super excited to be back in the chair and at the virtual table of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I am Sandy Sanders. I'm the host and creator of the number one bestseller, number one, an award winning podcast. I'm part of the CTR Media Network. We are a network of podcasters. And listen, I am super excited where content truly meets impact. And I haven't been on in a minute. I have a guest that is coming on tonight, but I haven't been on in a minute. A lot of things have happened, and I decided to take a break. But listen, I am super excited. We've got some amazing things that are going to be happening for you here on the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy podcast. So listen, I am on tonight. I want you to share it out. I am going to be having a conversation and talking with the amazing, yes, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. Yes, we're talking about the leadership strategist herself. She is going to be talking with us about a new upcoming book project that is going to be released. And we're going to be doing and going on a journey with not just her, but our conversation tonight is with her because she's the visionary author, but she has a third volume coming out of Step into Leadership Greatness. I cannot wait for her to come in and invite us into what is in her mind when she talks about stepping into leadership greatness. So listen, y'all know what I want you to do. I need you to share it out, okay? I'm going to play the intro a couple of more times. I've even got sponsors, guys. So listen, hang out with me, share it out, go ahead and get it, share it out. And we are going to have an amazing night tonight, okay? All right, listen, I'm going to do the intro and we will be right back. Yes. Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. We are a weekly broadcast. We're an award-winning podcast, which is powered by CTR Media Network. It's a weekly talking segment, and this is where we have invited guests. We have best-selling authors, anthology book projects, international speakers, also coaches, business leaders, and we have a collective conversation to do what? To aim to empower you, to encourage you, and to inspire all of you that listen. So listen, come on, we're going to get out from behind the mask that we've been wearing and walk in our authenticity. I am super excited for you to join me on tonight. Please do go ahead and share. My guest is in the green room. I need you to share this out. And by all means, let's hit it. Let's get into this conversation with the phenomenal, yes, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. And I'm going to go ahead and bring her on the stage. And there she is. Hey, lady.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you really good. Oh my
Good.
goodness. How you be?
I am great. I am great. I'm just hanging on in there.
I hear you. I hear you. I am super excited for you to be with us on tonight. Tonight is really special, Dr. Bryant. I haven't been on in a minute. I took a sabbatical, I took a break, and you are coming in. That's going to lead us into our 2025, leading just before the holiday, because we're going to be rocking it hard come 2025. So listen, we're going to do our intro and we're going to have a conversation. You've got a new book coming. Yes,
Yes,
about
I
the new
do.
book. And
Yes.
I'm super excited about it. So listen, you all that are listening to us in the audience, I need you to go ahead and share this out. Y'all know what I want you to do. Share it out to 5 people. Yes, at least 5. We're going to be dropping some names in and we're going to do some following, but we will be right back with my tonight's guest. Yes, the phenomenal Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. All right. And we'll be talking about her new book project, Stepping into Leadership Greatness. And I'm super excited about it. All right. And so listen, we'll be right back. All right. Y'all stay tuned. Yes, indeed. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome. You all listen. I am super excited to have this guest on with me tonight. She is no stranger to the world, the literary world, and books on leadership. I am talking about Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. She is with me on tonight, and we are going to be talking about her latest project that is coming out. And I am just super excited to have this conversation with her. I'll be bringing up her bio in just a second here, guys. But Dr. Bryant, come on. You're welcome to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I'm super excited that you're here. How you doing?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. I wasn't sure if I was bringing coffee to the show, if I was bringing water, if I was bringing a beverage of choice. I wasn't sure.
Hey,
I'm sure you're
listen,
drinking coffee somewhere.
I know, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, come on, whatever is going to help and quench that thirst that you may have. Okay.
I love it.
Yes, indeed. Well, we are going to be talking about your latest book project. And in this book project, this is not just the first book, but this is a series. This would be your third volume, right?
That is correct. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I forgive me, I'm kind of getting on my cue cards, y'all, and getting my notes over here. So I just want to share just a little bit about who our guest is tonight. And then from there, we will get into our conversation. Okay. All right. So who we have with us tonight, and this is a small snippet, that Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant is the executive founder of Reacting Within. It's an empowerment journey, LLC. She's a best-selling author, multi-time. She's an award-winning certified life coach, a career strategist. She's a mentor and also an adjunct instructor. She's a global speaker and a podcast host. I want to also share with you the number of things that we've learned is that Dr. Jennifer's passion is to help others, find and grow in their inner strength and to accelerate in their next level. And what we mean by that is y'all, I got to take my glasses off. Their next level in their career. All right. I have to get closer to my keynotes. All right. Yes. And her service includes resume and interview preparation. Her 31-year career with the federal government, expanding many functional areas, including procurement, coordinations, logistics, support, strategic planning, and strategic communication within the public sector. She has served on women's executive groups and also consultant in the committee supporting the White House Council on Women and Girls. Dr. Bryant has traveled all across the US. In fact, she just got back from London, I want to say, right?
Yeah. London and Paris. Yeah.
London and Paris. Yes, yes, yes. A traveler. And of course, as we said, that she has mentored many and others in leadership. I look to her, I say, yeah, you're a leadership strategist. You definitely have that master in that area. And also, she's mentored other professional development areas. She has worked with USAID and the State Department and the U.S. Embassy to place resident advisors in Eastern Europe as well, the former Soviet Union and Haiti. As a best-selling author, okay, there it is, you all. She's not just that, but as a global speaker, she's regularly received speaking invitations from federal agencies, academia, and community organizations. She's been even featured in Speakers Magazine, Faith Heart, Glam CEO, Power 20, Women on the Verge, Voya ATL, One Tribe, and Upward Global Magazine and the Washington Post making headline news. Okay. Then there's the Radio One, Great Day, Washington, D.C., Washington, WUSA, NBC, and ABC affiliates. This is just the many things that she has been able to accomplish as a leader. It is our honor and our privilege, yes, to have this incredible, incredible woman with us on tonight talking about leadership and what she has birthed out in not just one volume. Now what's happening is volume number 3. Come on and talk to us. Tell us about this leadership and where all of this came from.
Oh my goodness. So I have tons of leadership stories.
Uh-huh.
And some are things that I didn't do so well that I learned lessons from. Some lessons came from leaders who were not good leaders that I learned from them in terms of what not to do and what to do. And then I had great leaders. And for me, in my mind, the distinction between a good leader and a great leader is one who really focuses on pulling out the best in people. They are empathetic, they are caring, they're inspiring, and they're motivating to bring out the very best in an individual to make sure that they reach their greatest peak on any assignment, to provide constructive feedback to enable them with resources and tools to do the best jobs that they can possibly do. And so I also want to talk about the evolution of step into leadership greatness. So you're right, I'm on volume 3, but my first book is Step into Leadership Greatness, which can be found on Amazon and other platforms. But this focuses on leadership isn't just a title. And that is all about, regardless of where you sit, you are a leader, even if it's situational. As a parent, you're a leader, a mom, a dad, you are a leader, a student, a child. There may be things that they're leading in their areas. So this focuses on leadership isn't just a title. And then my second volume focused on leaders producing leaders. This was about and is about, which is on many platforms like Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million. You can look it up and you can get it. But this focuses on scaling your leadership by developing, inspiring, and elevating others. And my point, my vision behind these stories is to humanize leadership, because people see it as this big, scary thing, right? Like, oh, I can't go talk to that leader. And I was like, why not? Why not? Why not? They put their pants on the same way you do.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly. I like it. How you were saying is to humanize it.
Yeah.
And leadership, I believe, has to come from within. You how long you was probably leading before you was, like in school, right?
I was. I would speak up and take on special assignments. So that's why I said leadership doesn't necessarily come with a title.
Right.
It's about whether you can motivate people and bring them along. There have been plenty of opportunities presented to me whereby I may not have had all the answers. So as a leader, you're not going to have all the answers. So you try to tap into and leverage the talents from your teams.
That's good.
But folks came to me because they saw my leadership capability
Mhm.
and to be able to lead teams and motivate them to do things.
Yeah. And cultivating that leadership, a lot of times that when we see children, when I was coming up, and probably you too, they would say, oh no, sit down, you got to be seen, you sit, you're to be seen somewhat, so to speak, and not heard.
Correct.
And so I believe that it may have stifled or stagnated a lot of people who would walked in that leadership a lot sooner, had someone maybe cultivated it a lot quicker than them finding out I have a voice. I have a voice. How important is that? Before we get into your book, how important is it for us
It's
to,
incredibly important
yeah,
because
with children?
and I deal with that a lot in my leadership coaching with my
Yeah.
clients,
Hmm.
is dealing with the narrative that may be going on inside their heads, right? Like as a child, there are some things that may be stopping them from moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, I don't present myself as a therapist because I'm not, and I refer people to therapy.
Right.
But what I do try to figure out is what are the barriers that is stopping you from moving ahead. So as
Hmm.
their coach, I'm working with them to help them with that. And you're absolutely right. There are cultural reasons why people don't speak up,
Yeah.
because whomever is deemed in charge, you respect that title, you respect that person, and
Hmm.
you don't speak unless, spoken to.
Right.
And then you don't provide any feedback because you just take the person at their word. And
Yeah.
so my leadership style I've always embraced more of a participatory leadership style
Hmm.
where I'm open to receiving feedback and I'm open to constructive feedback, as long as you're
Yeah.
not being disrespectful. But
Right.
just knowing that we're working alongside with each other to accomplish a goal. And that brings me to that volume 3 in terms of being able to be a force multiplier to elevate others to new heights.
Yes, and that right there, I think you are the thought. When I looked at it, I said she's holding current leaders accountable. It's holding them accountable because we want to be able to pass that baton. Never in my time, and we're going to have parts of our conversation, you all. But Dr. Jennifer, is that we're never thinking that we're leaders. But then, whenever we do begin to lead others, I believe that it's our responsibility to teach somebody else so that it can continue to pass along. It's like the lady or the mother and the family who got that great recipe. And in that great recipe, they passed down that recipe to the daughter. And then what happens with the recipe if she just stick it in a box and never pull it out? But here come years later, they find that recipe after cleaning out the house. She's transitioned, and oh my goodness, here is her recipe. But it was 2 generations behind. So that's some leadership right there. What you think?
Yep, that is definitely some leadership. And here's the thing, expanding on that point is that yes, you find the recipe and you try the recipe. And what I always try to provide to folks who I'm leading is
Uh-huh.
that I want you to move on, but I want you to move on and be better than I am. So if you take that same recipe, it may be good that first time, but you might gotta add your special touch to it, right? A
I
little
love
more seasoning, a little more sprinkling of seasonings on there.
it. As they got this word now, it's talking about what's the sauce? What's the sauce? What you got? What you got? What you working with? Listen, y'all, I am in a special episode tonight. Yeah, coffee conversation and book talk to Sandy. We are back. Yes. I have with me the phenomenal, yes, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, who we know is a multi-time visionary author. She's got a book project, and yes, this book project is volume 3 that we're talking about, but we've been talking about stepping into leadership greatness. There are 2 volumes that is leading up to, that has led up to the one that we're going to be introducing to you tonight. There's a couple of more interviews. This is just the prelude. Because it is an anthology book project, and she's got some phenomenal authors that have joined her on this journey. And on this journey, we're going to be learning and talking about, over the next couple of months, about what it means to step into leadership greatness and be a force multiplier. Yes, and is elevating others to new heights. And so we're going to dig deep and dive deep into that as we go through over the next couple of months of meeting more, learning more about Dr. Bryant, as well as the contributing authors of this amazing book that's about to be published. Listen, guys, we got some information here. As you all know, is that Dr. Bryant, if you'll hold tight, we're going to share some information. As you all know, we are a part of CTR Media Network, and we've got some new information I want to share with you. And if you'll stay tuned, I will be sharing this information to you about CTR Media Network.
What's something people don't know about CTR Media Network? It's where content truly meets impact. At CTR Media Network, we believe in the power of stories. Our platform is a dynamic blend of education and entertainment, crafted to inspire and empower creators like you. From insightful podcasts to transformative videos, we offer a diverse range of content that helps you learn, grow, and thrive. Our mission? Innovating media, one story at a time. Imagine a place where your voice can reach millions, where your stories can reshape perspectives. That's CTR, create, thrive, redefine. Join a community of visionary creators and make your mark on the world. Because here at CTR Media Network, your content doesn't just entertain, it makes an impact. So, are you ready to create, thrive, and redefine? Dive in and discover a new world of possibilities, where content meets impact. CTR Media Network.
Yes, CTR Media Network, where, and we have this new information. Y'all are looking at my cue card, so make sure I get it all right, where content truly meets impact. I am Sandy Sanders. I'm the host and creator of the award-winning Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy podcast. And tonight, we haven't been on in a minute, but tonight I am super excited. This conversation is leading us into 2025. And I'm super excited to have Dr. Jennifer Bryant with me tonight. We're talking about leadership, and we ended out in our last piece of conversation. We were saying how important it is for one to, for their leadership skills to be cultivated, how to pass on. And as her book is talking about, is being a multiplier. Dr. Jennifer, let's dive a little bit deeper when we're talking about, as you're letting us know, is that being a multiplier, what does that really look like?
So it can look different for different people. Most importantly is being there, and we kind of touched on a little bit before, is developing others. And developing others can look like being setting them on special assignments, enabling them with tools and resources for training. It could be sponsoring them for various opportunities that may come their way. I talked about the mentorship. It could be one-on-one mentorship. It could be group mentorship. It could be reverse mentorship, where they're learning from you, you're learning from them. It could be situational. It could be project-based mentorship. There are various forms of mentorship. The key is that you are helping others by looking at their talents and helping them to develop their talents so they can show up as best as possible. And people invested in me And part of leaders, there are those who invested in them, hopefully to get them to their level. And it's a matter of them paying it forward to invest in others. And you're hoping that that generational pathway of continuing to invest in others, that it will go further. The key is, Sandy, is that it's about embracing people and being empathetic to people to learn about people even more. My philosophy over the decades have been people are at the beginning, middle, and end of every process and decision. Once you invest in them, they will go above and beyond for the mission. So, I used to get into these debates with people in terms of which comes first, the mission or the people.
Right.
And so there have been times when it's like, I've been said, hey, Jen, you got to focus on the mission. I was like, well, I am focused on the mission. Without the people, you can't achieve the mission. And you also can't treat people like they're pieces on a board, right? Like on a checkerboard, and you just pick them up and move them as if they're widgets. There's emotions and there are other pieces that come to an individual. So I try to connect with people.
I like that. I don't think I've ever heard it described like that when it comes to leadership. As you said, leadership is embracing people.
Yes.
Because I believe the scripture says is that without a vision, the people perish.
The people perish.
And they do. And so having that leadership, you embrace the people, find out where they are. Who is this book for? Who is it for? That's my question.
So this book is for those leaders who are trying to figure out what strategies and tips and tools do I need to continue to invest in other people.
Okay.
Right? Because I continue to say your big why has to be bigger than your ego.
Right.
And so when I decided to retire from the federal government and then most recently leave corporate, I left with my passion and what my aha moment was, and which focused on being that beacon of light for others, right? Not being a lifeboat, but being a beacon of light for others to serve as a guide to help them elevate, help them to achieve what their potential is as leaders. This book is all about developing your leadership skills, and it may require investments in your own self in order to help others. And that's so good. And I posted today, probably the last 2 weeks, you may have noticed that I posted each of the authors, including my forward author, Dr. Karen Pruden. And each of the authors bring a unique skill set, and they've had community impact. It's military, academic impact. There's a whole host of diverse backgrounds, some corporate leadership background and training. There's a contracting. There's a variety. And I believe when the leader picks it up, they will say, I can resonate and identify with some of these stories. I also will share with you, Sandy, as I mentioned earlier in the discussion, that I'm focused on humanizing leadership. So each of the chapters will have a story that the leaders, the industry experts have shared, and how they've used those lessons learned as a launch pad to help others.
Yeah. That, let me see, where am I? I got only you on the screen, so I'll be there.
Come join me. Please come join me.
Join you. Yes, indeed. So yes. And so leaders that are coming from all capacities, they're coming from all areas, all different areas. There's a variety of different areas of leadership industries. And and I think having that diverse leadership, individuals will be able to glean something from each of these amazing authors. That's where I was going to. I wanted to pull up. Oh gosh, you all, you need to see it. I'm just super excited. I'm going to share my screen here and let you see what she's going to be bringing to the table over the next month or two. And we celebrate. I celebrate you. I celebrate you and what you're doing. This is, look at it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Amen. This is awesome. And yes, your forward author, Dr. Karen Hills Pruden, is, yes, she is the C-suite queen, as they say.
Yes,
So,
she is. She's the C-suite queen. And it's amazing the power of social media if it's leveraged in the right way, because we met in a group, and then we later met through someone else who was on social media, and then we just continued the relationship over the last several years. So I asked her to be the forward author, and she's so kind. She always says to me, she said, "I will always say yes to you." Uh-oh, you're muted.
It's good to have people like that will say yes, that will be there to have our back, will be there to walk along this journey with us, because that's another key point I think you're bringing out is that we can't walk this leadership journey alone. And we are going to take a pause right there, because I want to come back and we're going to talk about I'm going to have you to share, some heartbeat about this book. We're going to lay out some dates of when you and the ladies are going to come back in January. Come in January, enjoy your holiday. And then we are going to be on the road on a tour. Virtually, these ladies are coming to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. So listen, we are going to hear from, let you see and meet a couple of our sponsors of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I'm super excited to bring these sponsors on. So listen, y'all, sit back. All right, here we go. Hello, I am Sandy Sanders, host and creator of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy podcast. I'm proud to announce our new sponsor, Simply Della's Fashion, with the owner and fashion designer, Vandella Wells. If you would like to be a sponsor or advertise your products and services, please visit our website today. Hello, I am Sandy Sanders, host and creator of Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy podcast. It is my proud honor to announce our official sponsor, Harper Media, with founder and CEO, Dr. Paulette Harper. If you would like to sponsor or advertise your products and services on our podcast, please visit our website today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Jonathan Haynes, and I'm so honored to be a sponsor for Book Talks with Sandy Sanders. I am offering my services to you. Yes, you heard that right. I am the Songbird of the South, Gospel Award-winning recording artist, 5-time international best-selling author, motivational speaker, educator, mental health coach, vocal coach, and I'm offering my service to you. Yes, you heard that right. You can reach me at phone number 228-313-9068 or reach me by email, sbirdproductions56@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to connecting with you, and let's continue to support Dr. Sandy Sanders with Book Talks with Sandy Sanders. God bless you all.
I love it every time Dr. Jonathan come through. Listen, we cannot help but smile. He's amazing. Out of the city of Gulfport, Mississippi. Listen, you want to invite him. Yes, he do travel. And so just know you can follow him on all social media platforms. We are talking about, yes, Dr. Jonathan Haynes, who is one of our continuing supporters. And we have Dr. Paulette Harper, who has joined our family of sponsors and advertisers, as well as Vandella Wells. If you would like to be a sponsor or advertise advertise your business and products on the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy platform, just simply reach out to us, drop us a note. You can find us on all social medias or go to www.ctrmedianetwork.com. Okay. All right. Well, listen, we are in our second half of our conversation with my guest tonight, the phenomenal, yes, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, who is, yes, a multi-time international author herself. She's got an amazing book project that is coming out. She is a visionary author. She's got a series, and this is volume 3 that we are talking about tonight. It is Step into Leadership Greatness, Be a Force Multiplier, elevating others to new heights. And as we've shown, talked about earlier, we talked about humanizing leadership. We talked about training and helping others to, and how to cultivate that leadership skill within them. And so as we continue our conversation tonight, one of the things I think I stopped at is simply how we are, who this book is for, and how we're going to navigate in our leadership skills for those that are current leaders. And so that's where we kind of left off. And so we'd like to pick up with that note, okay? I am going to actually yield back and allow you to share your heart about how important it is for us to cultivate and walk in our leadership skills.
It's incredibly important for us to lean back, as you said, and be active listeners of others, to learn and to also learn from your team, to treat them as individuals and to learn what is it that motivates them, what is it about them that may demotivate them, and really tapping into what their skill sets are, what the added value they bring, and leveraging their strengths. There are times when leaders focus on weaknesses of individuals, and instead of looking at those as weaknesses, look at those as opportunity areas that individuals can develop, and focused on the various strengths that each person brings to a team. The other piece too is that you may not use the same leadership style on every individual. You have to adjust your leadership style accordingly. Some folks are independent workers, and some may require a little more guidance from you. So it's learning, what do you do with individuals in terms of helping them and cultivating them, and leaving your door open to learn from them as well. And I'm hoping that folks get from the message from me today is that being open and being active and listening to your team, to coach them appropriately by asking powerful questions of them, and being a mentor to share best practices and lessons learned. And we're talking about leaders who are looking to grow other leaders on the team. And let me give you an example. Like if you're working in a federal government structure, you may be a GS 14 or 15, or you may be an executive, and you most likely have either team leads under you, branch managers, branch chiefs, or directors under you. It is important that you take the time to learn your team, even if it means having some off-site meetings to develop goals, vision, goals, and objectives and together, and metrics together. But you're saying, hey, I need your help as a team as we all lean in together to accomplish. If you're in the corporate setting, maybe you're leading individuals, a team, maybe you're a people leader, maybe you're an executive. The same rules still apply. Leadership transcends from a corporate, government, corporate, private sector environment in which you are understanding people, you are learning people, and you're helping to develop them. So again, it goes back to humanizing leadership, finding the value in people and what they bring to the table, and treating them accordingly as if they're not pieces on a checkerboard.
I love it. Yes. And when you talked about that, you had mentioned about leadership is embracing people. People have feelings. People have, let's start here. People have families.
Yeah, life be lifing, as they say.
Life is life in. Exactly. How does one um balance that? And I believe that that's what you're bringing to us in this book, and not just this one. But listen, guys, I would even suggest get the series. Go ahead and get yourself prepared. Do the volume one,
Yes, yes.
volume two, so you
Let me
will
hold them up again, Sandy.
do the bundle. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, yes. Let's talk about the bundle. Yeah. Because I believe you're bringing out something in each of the books, and the authors that have contributed to these two books, and then we'll be ready for volume three for sure.
Absolutely. And what's also incredibly impactful is that I recently launched my 501(c),
Okay.
and it focuses on, or C3, I'm sorry, and it focuses on Step into Leadership Greatness Foundation, Inc.
Okay.
And I am taking proceeds from this book, volume 3, and I'm donating to the foundation. And the funding will be used to award first generation leaders.
I love it.
And so and they're going to be in honor of my mom's name, Queen Esther Baxter.
Uh-huh.
And so the history with her is that she had like a fifth grade education, but she was highly emotionally intelligent, and she had passion and perseverance and determination to motivate me to finish school. And I went on, as you know, to eventually get a doctorate. But she just instilled a lot of grit in me. And so I wanted to make sure, she's no longer here, but in her honor, these scholarships will be awarded hopefully next year. Yes. You're muted.
I'm not making no noise while this lady is talking. Okay, y'all. Listen, I think that's phenomenal. Yes, giving away scholarships to first generation leaders. Also, it actually encourages them. I think by providing them with that means of a scholarship, it just kind of validates and support. Someone is supporting me. Someone is sees me, and it's like on their journey of leadership. You all, we are talking with the phenomenal, yes, Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, yes, who is the visionary author of the I want to call them a series, but yes, it is the book.
It is a series. That's what the Patent Trade Office wanted to know. Is there a series?
Yes. We're talking about this book of stepping into leadership, and yes, step into leadership greatness, not just leadership, but leadership greatness, and be a force multiplier. What does that look like? What does that really mean? So we want you to be on the journey. The whole piece is be a force multiplier. Yes, elevating others to new heights. As a leader, you want to help elevate others. You want to be able to pass that baton. And as our guest said tonight, want them to be better than we are. When you're mentoring, when you're helping that individual be the best that they can as a leader, we want them actually to be greater than we are. So Dr. Jennifer is actually on tour. Her tour, she's kicking it off with us. We feel so honored. And so what else you got coming down the pike? I'm going to share our screen again with your group on it, with your group of authors. Yes.
Okay,
So what you got
no
coming up?
worries. So yeah, we have a couple of virtual tours we're going to participate in, like you said, it's going to be yours, and it's going to be Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond, upfront mind, body, and soul.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to also, one of the other authors has graciously agreed to open up her platform to Tamara P. Jones.
Yeah.
She's going to talk. It has invited us to her beautifully podcast. I'm sure I'm botching that up. I have to get the name in front of me, but we will be doing that as well. So I'm
Awesome.
super, super excited that she has invited us to her platform so we can go on tour. You won't just hear me talking, you will hear from the fabulous other authors who are amazing. They have great stories to share. And I can't wait for others. It's called Beautifully Bold Women Podcast with Tamara P. Jones.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. We certainly will be following you on your journey and throughout the, Dr. Jennifer and the ladies. As you can see, these are her authors that have joined in sharing their incredible stories of step into leadership greatness. And we have her scheduled to come back to us in January. So listen, you all, you need to mark your calendar. I am sitting here. I got it all written up. I'm excited that they will be back. She'll be bringing the ladies on with her. We've got a couple of interviews coming through, and that will be on the 4th of January. And then tentatively, we're going to be looking at the 11th, but we'll see. Now that's February. And then, of course, we've got our January schedule that we will have Dr. Jennifer back with us on January the 7th. And I'm super excited about that. And on the 21st. So our January tour, guys, you'll be seeing the blast. She'll be not just coming by herself, but she will be bringing some of these incredible women that will be sharing a snippet of their story. And we're excited. I'm looking forward to these ladies coming to the coffee table and telling and talking about their journey as a leader and really what it means to step into leadership greatness. What are going to be the tips and tools that we can have that will be for us leading into 2025? Dr. Jennifer, I have it was something that came to mind about, yes, you're strategic about putting the book out right now and what's happening in February. You want to come on and talk about that?
Absolutely. I wanted to launch it before National Leadership Day, I believe, which is on February the 20th. I have to keep checking my calendar to make sure. But definitely want to launch by that due date, that time frame. That's the goal that we're marching towards, to get that released by that time frame so people can have this leadership book in their hands. Is in time, like it'll be first quarter, where people may have set some leadership objectives and goals for themselves, that they can pick up this book and help them.
Yes, indeed. Well, you have heard it. Oh, yes. We want to be on this journey with these phenomenal women and this book, Step into Leadership Greatness, Be a Force Multiplier, Elevating Others to New Heights. And yes, this lady here is definitely a trailblazer. And I am super excited to getting to know her even the more. We've watched and applaud, and it is my honor that you are coming to the table and sharing your book project. And with our audience, you all listen. I want you to share out this broadcast, share this out. If you may be listening to it on our YouTube channel, you also may be listening to it as a replay here on Facebook. Listen, share it out with your community. I tell them, Dr. Jennifer, I tell them they're leaders of leaders and coaches of coaches. They've got communities. There's enough of the pie along for all of us. And for you to put this book out, this just, I think it's just phenomenal. And so why go try to remake the wheel? You already got the wheel here. All we got to do is rolling, and open up those pages and read and put it to action. Do some highlighting, do some writing. Listen, use the book. Don't just put it on the shelf. We want you to use the book and come back with some testimonies. Last question, and then we are going to we're going to end our broadcast. But I'm thinking of during COVID, and we had to pivot, and I believe that we're still kind of have some residue of that. I am now in a career to where I work remotely from home, and we have leaders who are leading others remotely. Let's talk about that just a little bit, and then we'll make that a part two in our next conversation. Are you running into that with the remote leadership?
Yes, I am. When I was in corporate, I actually worked with teams to set up what they called inclusive meeting norms.
Okay.
And as part of that is how are we making sure that we're capturing those to feel inclusive? Because a lot of folks who have been hired were hired during the pandemic.
Okay, you're right.
So then some are being asked to come in the office now, and those other employees are asked to come in the office. And it's hard to bring people back after they have been sitting home for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a whole nother conversation. But what I will say is that leaders need to figure out, how do I establish operating norms among my team members who are working remotely from home, so they know that they're not forgotten and that what they have to bring to the table is important. So let me give you an example. Say, for example, we're all in a meeting together and people are talking over each other. No. We're going to establish some team norms where we're going to use the raise hand feature, and we're going to respect each other, right? And then I like the 3 Ps as well. And you may ask me, Sandy, what are the 3 Ps? The
I'm
3
ready to do.
Yeah, you're curious, aren't you? What are the 3 Ps?
Yeah, what's the 3 Ps?
Is that if you're in a meeting and you're working on trying to get some decisions made and you want to have every voice heard in the room, then you go around the room round robin style and you announce beforehand, so you're not catching your introverts offhand, off guard. You announce, hey, we're going to do a round robin. I'm going to institute the 3 Ps. When I get to you, you can let me know 1 P if you want to pass. Secondly, if you want to pause to think for a second, and the 3rd P if you want to present. And so if a person says they want to present, then we give them the floor to do so. So that is a practical application that someone can use to help to make sure all voices are heard, in terms of, like I said, using your raise hand function. I know it sounds pretty basic, but it doesn't happen.
Right.
I have encountered meetings where people are not using the raise hand function. And then actually doing surveys, right? Checking in with your folks remotely to say, hey, as a leader, how can I support you more? How can the team support each other more?
Right.
The other piece is your pull-ups of your one-to-one meetings. I don't know what they call them now in the federal government, but I know in corporate where there's 10-10 meetings where you're pulling up with your leader once a week, once every 2 weeks, but there is a cadence that's set up where you're sitting down and you're talking through not just what's on your list and what are you doing, but more
how's life? How things going?
Exactly. And you ain't got to share all your business, but just checking in with folks to see how they're doing. So those were some items. I didn't know if you wanted me to expand on any point, but that's some things to chew on.
Yeah, and that's good. That's really good, and it kind of leads us when we come back for part two, okay? Because working remotely has become quite popular, for lack of a better word. It is a lot of companies are using that method. One, saving funds, it's money, there's a money factor there, it's saving. And then it also, for different reasons, because you have companies that are centralized in one location, but they have customer clients that are global, they're all over the world. And they're just meeting a demand and finding, yeah, we can hire people and let them work from home. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and so it's this is a great conversation. Listen, I'm loving it. You all are tuned in. Yes, Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. We are back. I'm super excited just for a couple of interviews, and it's so amazing. Yes, Dr. Jennifer is coming in and getting us ready. It's kind of like setting the Kindle on, as they say, the kettle on fire, and we're getting ready because in 2025, we really don't want to wait until 2025 to really begin to put some building blocks in place. We would love to start now, getting a buzz, getting it in our heart and our spirit, because we don't want to wait until the last minute. So many times we wait until the new year come and, oh, I'm going to make these goals and I'm going to do this. And like it was with me, Dr. Jennifer, I would set myself up for failure and don't even get out in the month of January. I have not even reached not one goal. So this is good.
But you're being kind to yourself, right? So
Yeah,
you're giving yourself grace
there you
and
go.
not
Not
to
beating
forget.
up on myself. Hmm.
Yeah, you're not beating up yourself, and you're going to
Yeah.
celebrate the
Yeah,
small
even
things.
the small things, and that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. Listen, we are super excited that you're coming through. It is my custom, you all, that we yield back and allow our guests to have the last comments. But listen, you all spread the word. Say Sandy back, yes. And if you do want to come on the podcast and have a conversation, meet our audience, and share your incredible book projects, just reach out to me. Y'all know how to get in touch with me. But if not, just simply go to www.ctrmedianetwork.com or just hit me up on all social medias. And y'all, listen, I'm kind of casual. We'll have the conversation and we'll make room and you come on over, okay? It is my custom that I always yield back and allow our guests to have the last words. But I do want to thank our new sponsors. Yes, Dr. Paulette Harper and her new book project that's coming out, Sisters Pray. Listen, we'll be having her on, and Vandella Wells. She does custom made items, bow ties, t-shirts, and listen, follow her. And so I'm thankful that they're coming through and supporting our podcast and our platform. So without further ado, Dr. Jennifer, come on, in your last words, and we're going to be heading on out of here. I know you've had a busy day, but I will be back. When you come back, I'm going to share. I'll be back on Thursday night, guys. I do have another interview with Kenyatta. Yes, Kenyatta Powell.
Yes, she was one of my Step into Leadership Greatness authors. Yes.
Yeah, so she's coming through on Thursday night, y'all. So listen, these two powerhouse women are getting us ready for a 2025. Her book is Ladies in Tech. Y'all know she's been on a couple of times. She's been with us for a couple of years, and now she's doing volume 3. And so I cannot wait was in Kenyatta's head and her mind that we're gonna talk about some more technology, okay? But as always, these leading ladies, these are women who are they are trailblazers. So Dr. Jennifer, I'm going to yield back and just let you share your heart with our audience, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for tuning in tonight. And I want to wish everyone a safe and blessed holiday season, whether you're spending it with family. And I know that this year is, this time of the year can be very hard for people who have lost loved ones. I will say, try to hold on to the great memories you had with that individual. Show yourself grace. If you need to cry. But I will say, please, please try to find precious, enjoyable memories that you've had with that loved one, but definitely show yourself grace. When you, I am so looking forward to the Step into Leadership Greatness Volume 3 coming out. Be a force multiplier, elevating others to new heights. When your why is bigger than your ego, and it's about helping others reach their destiny. And you can find my other two books, Step into Leadership Greatness, on Amazon, as well as my website at reachingwithinempowerment.com. Again, have a blessed holiday season. I can't wait to bring the SILG Volume 3 leaders and authors and experts to Sandy's show podcast in January. Have a blessed one.
Yes, I am super excited for you all to come through as well. I do want, I'm going to share my screen here. I want us to take a moment of silence for, for the people in Wisconsin. I often, you all, and this is another piece that we have coming through in 2025. There's a lot of things that we've added to our broadcast, and one of them is the humanity side. We are seeing so many, and we're hearing of gun violence, and our children and our teachers are not safe, and we're finding these school shootings. And I don't want us to get numb.
That's right.
I believe I have a responsibility, Dr. Jennifer, to have a platform. This is it is my first fruit to the Lord that I as long as I'm doing this, I will always have a space for authors. And now what's happening is that I don't want this platform is so that it is a reminder. You talked about leadership is about the people. And this is one of those. It's about you all. And we must do our part to continue to encourage you, to continue to be touchable, for lack of a better word. I want you all to feel that when you do come here and we talk to people like Dr. Bryant, her last words wasn't so much about the book. It was so that you would have a good, peaceful holiday, Christmas season. She even tapped into, yes, if you've got to cry, you may not have a loved one around you. Someone may either be sick or they're no longer here with us. But and I know this is the right thing. I'm just saying, God, that's only you. So listen, you all, I want us to just take a moment of silence for the community and the people in Wisconsin, these children in this Christian school that were affected by a recent gun violence, and a young girl, 15 years old, a 15-year-old female. And that's unusual. We are not seeing that. Usually it's boys. And we're not understanding this. But you know what? I have to know that maybe it's just not for me to understand, but to do what I know in my heart to do. So listen, let's take a moment of silence, if we will, for the families and the families, the parent that may have the parent of that child, the family of the teacher, then all of the staff, all of the teachers. And then when we think of them, there's others that have also been affected. There's other school shootings that have occurred that people are still living the results of that. And so let's just take a moment of silence, if we will. Dear Heavenly Father, I know that you are the Prince of Peace. And so, Father, tonight, I ask, Lord God, as we just have this image of a lit candle, we lift our candle, we lift our hearts, we wave our hand, asking you to breathe upon us, to give us peace that surpasses all of our understanding. And so, all those things that we may not understand, we don't want to grow numb to hearing about gun violence. So, help us to still have that human touch. Help us to reach out to our loved ones. Help us to come out of our comfort zones. If we have to make a phone call, make the phone call. Let someone know you're thinking about them. And so, God, help us as we walk through this season, and the season that is acknowledging the birth of Jesus Christ. But Father, we want to celebrate you every day of the year, not just one time of the year. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. I am Sandy Sanders. It has been my pleasure to be here once again. Dr. Nita Chase, Coach Judge Nita, I see you in the audience. Thank you so much for coming through. She is a bench judge in Gulfport, Mississippi. And so, Judge Nita, I appreciate you. Yes. Oh, listen, Dr. Jennifer, she's a poet as well. Grab that name. It's Nita Chase. I'm telling you, she's sassy and she sits on the bench with the black robe, but listen, she do some poetry. My. Yes,
I love that. I love that.
You know how to do the spoken word. Yes, she do. Yeah, she's an author as well. Angela Davis, thank you so much for coming through. I certainly appreciate that. Listen, you all share this out. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer. I will see you and the ladies in January on your journey, and I'll be catching some of the podcasts that you're on, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for the honor of having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, guys, you guys know that I love you. Be blessed. Stay with me in the green room. And guys, you all take care. Share it out. Listen, if you're listening now or on the replay, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yes, in Coffee Conversation, we are back. We'll be back here on Thursday evening with the phenomenal, yes, Kenyatta Ruckers Power. And she will be on with her new book, yes, Volume 3, Ladies in Tech. Okay? All right. Y'all take care. All right. Good night.